As a public service to Giles County voters, the Wolf Creek Ruritan Club presents highlights from its Meet the Candidates Forum. This video presents the candidates for Giles County Sheriff.
My campaign platform, if you will, is rather simple. I just want to bring to Giles County the most professional, service-oriented, and cost-effective sheriff's office that we can have. I want that for everybody, regardless of where you live in the county. I believe that it's possible. I believe it's doable. I think that we should have it. I want you all to expect it. I hope you do. And in keeping things brief, I was raised in Nares myself, graduated from Nares High School. I've lived on the other end of the county for 38 years, married to Donna Rogers Altizer, who I'm very proud to have as a wife for that length of time. She's put up with a lot. But thank you all so much for your attendance and for your patience. And I would very much appreciate your support come November 3rd. Thank you.
I would first like to really take an opportunity to thank everyone for allowing me to serve as your supervisor for the last 4 years. The reason I mention that, I haven't been able to put an ad in the paper because it seems like they want to charge me for that, and my funds are a little limited when it comes to that. But however, I'm going to mention some things that I was able to accomplish as a supervisor, just for the simple fact it kind of ties into where I'm going with what I want to do as sheriff. And I want to let everybody know that these accomplishments didn't come by me alone. It came from school board members, it came from delegate members, it came from all forms of government. So I just happened to participate in it. But you know, I know everybody's, especially here, is concerned over the bridge project here. I promise you it's coming. The money's there. We're waiting on some DEQ and studies to be in. So along with that though, over the last 4 years, we spent about $34 million on the western end of the county on VDOT projects. Route 219 bridge, State Line Road, widening and improvements. We've also been able to do a lot for our kids. I contributed $8,000, well, roughly about $16,000 to the weight room project that was also tied in with the Alumni Association. We just recently started the Pennington Ball Fields building. I could go on with, of course, the football field, the walking trail out here for the Ruritan Club. But the biggest thing that we ran into was, of course, budget issues, and we've had to reduce spending in order to get to where we need to be. I can say that I never supported any tax increase, nor did I ever vote for any tax increase, and I still think there's room there that we could still alleviate having to do that. But that led us into some of the programs that I was able to participate in, one being the day reporting program, and that which kind of leads me to the position of running for sheriff. Some of the platforms, I guess you would say, that I'm looking at running for sheriff is, first thing, I can't talk about all of them naturally because I don't have enough time, but I think one of the things that concerns everybody the most is our drug problem that we have here in the county. And I've stated before that we're going to, as sheriff, we'd aggressively arrest people for drugs. We'd aggressively investigate for drugs. We would participate and actually have a true countywide drug task force, and we participate with our neighboring drug task force. But ultimately, it's as much a social problem as it is a criminal problem. It's a problem that a lot of people don't want to look at as if we're not going to arrest our way out of it. This is a program that we're going to have to work together with the courts, with social services, with all the programs that we have, treatment programs. We somewhat did that successfully through our day reporting program. We went and spoke with the judges, and the judges are given some alternative sentencing programs, and instead of locking these people up, they're given the opportunity to get treatment. They're given opportunity to get job training. To give you an example, and anybody knows me, I'm big on technology and I'm big on using technology. Charlie Mullins, if y'all know him, he just recently came to a board meeting. He started a project a few months ago about how we're tracking our services that we are using. And he actually has a map of the county, and he can pull up an address, or he can show on that address What was astounding about that is 1% of the population in this county draws 25% of the services. Now that's whether law enforcement, social services. So that's part of where you have to look at how you do your law enforcement differently. You have to target those areas where you're having those problems. You have to target those areas that hopefully are going to deter criminal activity, because we have to face probably 90% of our crime that we get is drug related, whether it be larcenies, whether it be bad checks, or whether it be drug offenses themselves. So that's one platform, and that's my last platform I'll talk about. Thank y'all.
I want to thank the Wolf Creek Ruritan Club for having us here this evening, and I also want to take a second to thank my wife Debbie, our son Josh, and our daughter Jessica for keeping me grounded, pushing me out the door when I didn't want to go door to door, and keeping everything real. It's been fun. I've enjoyed it, but before I go any further, I want to, and I've looked around the room and I don't see the two young ladies that I scared to death about 3 weeks ago when I was going door to door. One of them opened up the door and she wanted to scream, but she couldn't breathe, and the other one, she went into a daze. So I guess when you open the door and somebody's standing there and you can't see any sunlight around them, I guess that would scare you. So, but I look at the tables we're sitting at this evening, and I started 39 years ago, almost, October the 1st, as a dispatcher, making a whopping $5,600 a year. Every piece of 911 equipment that we had would fit on half of one of these tables. We didn't have 911. We had 4 admin lines that you called no matter what it was you need. And here it is in 2015, and the technology has just grown in leaps and bounds. But the one thing that hasn't changed is how we take care of our people. I'm a strong advocate of community policing. And if I'm elected, one of the basic programs that I will start within 3 months of being in office is breaking our county up into 3 districts, such as the Eastern, Central, and Western, like our magisterial districts. And I'm going to complete a team for each district. I will be over 1. The chief deputy will be over 1, and my captain will be over the 3rd team. 2 field men will be on that team, 2 dispatchers will be on that team, and 4 citizens will be on each team. We need to reach these citizens and start a dialogue where we can figure out what is going on in our communities, bring them back as a whole, and discuss what programs that we need to offer to make our communities safer. We're pulling apart more and more every day. Time is so limited with the things that we can offer and the things that we can do. We need to get our citizens back involved with us. Teamwork. And that's the number one concept that I want to provide if I'm elected your sheriff. I want to put deputies in designated areas of the county. They will perform their whole shifts in that area unless called away on emergencies, and that will lessen the amount of time it takes for them to respond. Additional training for those deputies. And we're such a small department, although we're a rural county of around 17,000. We are too small a department to have one officer doing one particular responsibility during their 12-hour shifts or 10-hour shifts or whatever it would be that they offer. We've got to push cross-training so that these officers can handle any types of calls that come about with them. And my biggest thing is domestic violence issues. I'm concerned that we're not addressing them enough from the law enforcement end of it. We need to follow up with these cases. It's good enough that we go to the scene and we break up a situation that's violent or volatile because children are involved, husband and wives or partners are involved, but we've got to find the time for us to follow up with these issues. Just not walk away from a scene and leave it and wonder what happened for the next day or two. Working with our court system, with our juvenile service issues, and making sure that these people receive the services that they need because they're out there. They're out there, but a lot of times when these people are down on their luck, they don't know who to turn to. And if that officer is there and they can provide the information that they need to help them move forward with self-esteem, education, GED, jobs, it lessens the responsibility for our entire community. police officers and our court systems. That's what I want to offer if elected. Community policing, in a nutshell, will not solve everything, but it will bring our communities closer together so that what happens in Newport will be able to be talked about and dealt with in Wolf Creek, White Gate, no matter where it is in our county. But make sure that we're all on the same page and doing what's best for our citizens. And I do appreciate any support you can give me on November the 3rd. Thanks a lot.
My name's Morgan Millarns, for those of you who do not know me. And I've been your sheriff since January 1st, 2008. During my tenure, we have had 3 goals that's very important to us at the Sheriff's Office: is professionalism, integrity, and morals. We strive to meet these goals every day and instill them in all the employees at the Sheriff's Office. All of our employees have maintained a higher level of professionalism while on and off duty, and they've also held themselves to a higher moral standard. We're still building at the Sheriff's Office every day, and it's just like your achievement level for improvement. As a law enforcement officer, you have to improve daily. There's always one more step of improvement that you can do. There's always one more step on the ladder to improve yourself and your department. The deputies and investigators and dispatchers, they have received advanced training, through our criminal justice system at New River Criminal Justice Academy here in Dublin. Evidence handling, advanced DUI training, narcotics detection, interview techniques, crisis intervention training. That's through Mr. Yost. He helps with that. And you delegates and Senate, please don't cut our budgets. That's all I got to say about that. But we're offering many training sessions here in the county, especially in the school system. We teach our young ladies RAD, it's Rape Aggression Defense. It's teaching them to protect themselves against an attacker. That is being taught now in the high schools, and hopefully we'll be able to teach it in the lower grades in the elementary schools for some of the 6th and 7th graders. It's only being taught to the females, and we're one of few sheriff's offices in Southwest Virginia that do that. When I was elected as sheriff, I promised to keep a 24-hour open door policy. I have done that. The visibility for the deputies throughout the county, we've done that. The community policing has been a big factor, and that's going to continue as well. We have a drug task force. In the last 7.5 years, several hundred arrests have been made. Several seizures have been made. Tens of thousands of dollars worth of seizures, and money has been confiscated, and that has went to law enforcement. We've used that to buy equipment that was saving taxpayers money. We didn't use any taxpayers' dollars on that. And the school resource officers, they're providing training to the kids in the school system throughout Giles County, and they're conducting internet safety training, cell phone dangers, drug and alcohol awareness, stranger dangers, and they're also doing programs with the parents, after hours, PTA and such. Grant money is still going to be applied for through the federal and state levels. We use that for enforcement and for equipment. Every little bit does help. Since I become sheriff, I had a deputy to leave. He left in February 2008 and went to the Virginia Tech Police Department. 2010, he came back. And I had a deputy to leave in December 2010 to go to the United States Marshals. After he finished his tour, of training. He was stationed in Roanoke. He came back to me and he said, "I don't want to be a marshal anymore. I want to come back to the sheriff's office." I told him to measure 15 times and cut once, and he did, and he came back, and he's doing fine. And I had one deputy to resign, and he went to Afghanistan. I hadn't figured that one out yet, but I think it might be a money issue. And but you know, we're going to continue the fight against drugs. We're going to continue our programs. We're going to continue the visibility. And I guess it's time for me to, okay. I'd appreciate your support on November the 3rd.
I don't have much to say, Willie took about everything I had. My name's Jimmy Neese, and I've been in law enforcement since 40 years. I am married to Patricia Blankenship, which is from here in Nares. And I have to say one thing that I don't like what's going on in the sheriff's office is them 12-hour shifts they work. I don't feel like it's safe for the officers working that long. And if I can get in there, I'll try to do something about that. And that's about all I got to say. So, I thank you.
This program is presented as a public service of the Wolf Creek Ruritan Club and is not endorsed by any political candidate, party, or campaign. Remember, the future of Giles County and the Commonwealth of Virginia is in your hands. Be sure and cast your vote on Tuesday, November 3rd.